Hi, I'm the Tabletop Teacher, and in this video we're going to unbox a beautiful brick of Marvel Heroclix X-Men the Animated Series The Dark Phoenix Saga that the wonderful people at WizKids sent me for us to preview. Every booster in this series comes with one Colossal piece and 4 standard pieces. That's why the booster box is a little different than what we're used to. It is also a very generous set. There are over 80 figures to collect. The rarity distribution is also different. There are 12 common pieces, all standard size, 21 uncommon pieces, that's 11 standard and 10 colossal, 20 rares, 10 and 10, 15 super rares, 10 and 5, and 6 standard size chase figures, plus 7 prime figures in all. That's 4 standard size and 3 colossals. Can't wait to see what we get. In the first booster, the Colossal is an uncommon phoenix, an absolutely gorgeous sculpt. And in those little bags, we find, wait, what? Earth-shattering pool! Chase Harry Leland at the get-go. If you want to protect some characters from colossal retaliators, or just about any character that's counting on close attacks, this is your guy. Opposing characters within 4 squares modify their attack and damage -2. On top of that, opposing characters can't be placed within 4 squares of Harry, so that essentially means he cannot be targeted by a colossal retaliator. His other trait allows him to use Outwit, but only on Steel Energy, Regeneration, Outwit, or Special Powers. And if he ever manages to knock out an opposing character, after resolutions, you remove all action tokens from him and heal him 2 clicks. I mean, for 50 points, this is a very interesting support figure. I want to keep this video short, but I have to say a quick thing about Phoenix here. She can be played at 25 points as a Colossal Retaliator. On that click, she can use Telekinesis and deals 3 damage, which I love on a Colossal Retaliator because it allows you to destroy blocking terrain. The Colossal Indifference makes it so you can attack smaller characters, but TK and the possibility to destroy blocking terrain make Phoenix a must-have from this set, in my opinion. And for those of you who were playing in their favorite local game shop in the summer of 2018, that Rachel Summers Wanted poster just got a lot more interesting, wouldn't you say? In the second booster, we pull the Stealth Sentinel. That's an uncommon prime colossal. So happy to get that one. Beast, Callisto, Amelia Voigt, and a rare Fantasia. I just love how the prime Stealth Sentinel is designed. He has 2 modes you can switch from once per turn if you like, plus that switch heals at 1 click. He's either a fierce attacker that's really easy to hit with low defense but really high attack and damage values, or an almost impossible to hit target, amazing defense but very low attack and damage values. This thing also has a free move of 1 square at the beginning of your turn, plus an extra square if an opposing character has the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword. No colossal retaliation here, but an extremely fun figure to play for 100, 200, or 300 points. A quick word on Fantasia, the rare figure from this booster. It seems impossible to hit was the theme of this particular booster. Fantasia has stealth, and clear lines of fire drawn to her are hindered when she has no action tokens. When she can be targeted, shape change and super senses still make things difficult. But the point of Fantasia on your team is really freezing up opposing characters. When she hits 1 or more characters with an attack, she can choose to either negatively modify their attack or defense, or make them immobile. Do that against opposing characters counting on charge or hypersonic speed that have no range attacks, and you seriously disrupt your opponent's strategy. In the third booster, we get Red Onslaught, Rogue, Assassin's Guild, Sabretooth, and a rare Gambit. So 2 rares in this booster, nice! Well, Red Onslaught is simply amazing. He can generate 1, 2, or 3 Sentinels for free, but 1 at a time, depending on the number of points he started at, but only if your opponent's force has more characters than yours. And by the way, those Sentinel bystanders can be placed with Telekinesis since they are single-based characters. With their sidestep and outwit, this can be very powerful. But you might want to keep those Sentinels adjacent to Red Onslaught to benefit from his Hydra team ability. And anyway, Red Onslaught can't be targeted by opposing characters 5 or more squares away. He has a range value of 9 with 3 targets, so they'll have to come to you. His World War Hate special speed power grants him sidestep and mind control, but if he targets and hits a single opposing character with his mind control, that character loses its keywords and can't use team abilities. That can really help in bringing those power cosmic and quintessence characters down to size, right? The only way to start the game with this power is at the 600 point starting line though. He gets it on the 3rd or 4th click otherwise. He always starts with his Omega level special damage power, which grants him Mastermind, Leadership, and Outwit. And when he succeeds his leadership role, you may choose an opposing character within range that's no line of fire required and a standard power. You give that character an action token and it can't use the power you chose until your next turn. This is not Outwit, so again, power cosmic and quintessence characters should fear Red Onslaught. Gambit is really interesting for 65 points, running shot and stealth on the first 2 clicks with improved movement through hindering terrain so he can make full use of his stealth without sacrificing movement. He's indomitable and has a nice little energy explosion variant that can deal extra damage when you roll doubles. Nice. And in the 4th booster, we pull, what do you know, Onslaught, along with Wolverine, Friends of Humanity, Jean Grey, and a rare Jubilee. Jubilee costs only 35 points, and she also has a nice energy explosion variant. Characters hit by her energy explosion modify attack -2 until your next turn, and if they happen to have the robot keyword, they'll also be dealt 1 penetrating damage. Plus, when she would be knocked out, if she's adjacent to a friendly character with the X-Men keyword, she instead comes back on click 4, where she has regeneration. Not a bad 35 point investment on an X-Men team. Onslaught, ooh la la. Like Red Onslaught, he can't be targeted by opposing characters 5 or more squares away. Keep in mind that this works for things like opposing probability control. It impedes more than just attacks. He's protected against mind control, outwit, and penetrating psychic blast, so that makes him much more durable even at his lowest starting line where he can use invulnerability. And once per turn, he can use one of these powers as free: Incapacitate, Mind Control, or Telekinesis. All of those nice things are traits. He has improved targeting through hindering terrain and characters, and if you play him at 125 points, which is more likely for most games anyway, you'll have access to both his special attack and damage powers. Onslaught can knock back characters that can use charge or combat reflexes, but the kicker is that when he hits with a close attack, he knocks back a hit character 9 squares. But just before that happens, that hit character will unequip all equipment and drop any held object. That is some hit. Add probability control and shape change thanks to his reshaping reality special damage power. Plus, if an opposing character's attack roll is a miss after Onslaught used his prob on that attack, you may place that character up to 3 squares away from their current square. No line of fire required. This is going to be a lot of fun to play. In the 5th booster, we get a rare Proteus. Love those colors on the Proteus characters, along with Wolverine, Deadpool, Cable, and Blob. This power cosmic character has 3 stop clicks with super senses on his dial. If you play him at 250 points, that's 1 at every other starting line actually. He has a Colossal retaliation on his last click, which makes opposing characters immobile. No damage here, just that effect. He has a trait that allows him to generate blocking, hindering, obscuring, or water terrain when a character within range is given a costed action. After resolutions of the costed action, you can place the terrain marker within 3 squares of the character, but not in his square. That can be very useful to wall off a section of the map after all of your characters have been given costed actions, for instance, or simply making your opponent's life more complicated, 1 action at a time. And Proteus can heal past his starting line when he's missed by a range attack. That's where the super senses could come in real handy. Imagine starting him at 70 points, healing 1 click, and now he's impervious, can use outwit, and has a stop click waiting for him? Very nice. Well, that's it for part 1 of this Marvel Heroclix X-Men the Animated Series The Dark Phoenix Saga unboxing. Are any of these figures in your must-have list? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and support it on Patreon if you can. And as always, thanks for unboxing with me.